Hi everyone. I'm just going to go through quickly and review how to use the calculator to calculate your carbon footprint. So I'm just going to use the case study that we did together in class. So for your project, hopefully you have either sat down with your parents and filled out this information together, or you sat down by yourself and kind of pretended if you were an adult, what would your life look like today and what your carbon footprint would be today if you were in charge of your household. So you need this document filled out. And first thing you're going to start with is your zip code. And for case study number 2, the zip code was 46142. Again, you could use a Carmel zip code, or if you wanted to live somewhere else, you could choose a zip code from another state, another city that you would like to live in. How many people live in your house? This case study had 3 people. What is your gross annual household income? You can just leave this as average, but if you know your household income, then you can definitely click and drag this blue dot to how much money your household makes, or you can just leave it on average. Click next. This is where you want to enter information about your automobiles. So car number 1 was a 2013 Chevrolet Malibu. That goes 10,000 miles per year, and it has 29 miles to the gallon. Okay. So again, 29 miles to the gallon, 10,000 miles per year. Car number 2 is a 2012 Hyundai Accent. It goes 14,000 miles per year, and it has 32 miles to the gallon. So if you have a third or a fourth car, if you have a teenager that lives with you at home and you have a third car, you could add a third car here by clicking on the add and adding that third car. Public transit, there's no really public transit options out here, so that has to stay at 0. If you lived in New York or Chicago, there's subways, there's buses that you could take, so you could change that number if you lived in one of those cities. Air travel. This city flew to Miami for a vacation, so that total was 3,060 miles. That is for all 3 individuals. And then you click next. Electricity, this family spends $120 per month. Make sure that you have per month selected here. And they do not get any energy from renewable. It's all coal, natural gas, and oil. Natural gas, they spend $30 a month, again, to make sure you have months selected. For gas, heating and oil and other fuels, they have a gas grill that uses a propane tank, and one propane tank is about 20 gallons. So they use one propane tank a year, so that's 20 gallons per year. Make sure that's year and not month for this one. Living space, they have a 2,000 square foot home. And water usage, this family has 3.0 CCF on their water bill. When you convert that to liters and divide by 31, they use almost average. They use 105% of compared to other families. So you're going to click and drag this dot so that the percentage that you've on line 12D that's the percentage you want here. And then you click next. Diet. Meat, 2 servings a day for meats. So again, you're going to click and drag that blue dot so that 2.0 daily servings per person. Grain and baked goods, again, 2 servings of those. Dairy, 3 servings of dairy. 2 servings of fruits and vegetables. And then snacks and drinks are 3 servings of snacks and drinks. Okay, just about done. Click next. And goods and services. This family spends about $670 a month on goods and services. And this one's pretty tricky. Just get it as close as you can, guys. So I can get to 672. That's close enough. Same thing with services. I needed to get it close to 670, and 677 is close enough. And click next. All right, so there we go. 37 tons of CO2 each year is what this family sources into the atmosphere. So this is their carbon footprint at 37 tons. And then here you can see the breakdown. If you hover your mouse over each of these, you can see exact tons. So car fuel is pretty bad. 8.78 tons of CO2 in just using gasoline in their car. And then you can see air travel here at 1.37 tons. So you can see here how many tons there are. It's broken down into groups. Okay? Now, after you calculate your carbon footprint, you have to then calculate your social cost of carbon and how to offset. Now, the final question in your project is, how do you offset your carbon? Well, over here are all the ways to reduce your carbon, how to offset your carbon. So, and the way these are broken down, you have the name of things you could do to lower your carbon. Okay, there's a bunch of them. This is how many tons of carbon you would save each year. This is how much money you would save per year, but this is how much money you would have to pay up front. So if this family wanted a more efficient vehicle, they really wouldn't save. They have two pretty good cars as is, so they probably wouldn't want to do that. But if they did want to purchase an electric vehicle, they would save 3.7 tons of carbon. They would save $757 a year, but they would have to pay $15,000 up front for the new car. So that's maybe a family would, if they have $15,000 or they want a new car, that could be a new option. It could reduce their amount of carbon, save them a little bit of money, but they got to spend money up front. And if you scroll down, you see you have a bunch of options to choose from. So the first question I'm going to ask you is to look for the biggest savers. So again, you would look for here the tons saved. You would look for the 3 biggest ways to save carbon. Okay. And then the last question I would ask you is which ones require a 0 upfront cost. So you can see some of these options are really expensive in the thousands of dollars, but then here you have telecommute to work that requires 0 money. So that last question asks you to look for the $0 upfront, and those are things that we can do right now free that lowers our carbon footprint. Right? So if you have any other questions after watching this video, reach out to me or your science teacher will be more than happy to help. Good luck. Thanks.